Well, Fat Jack Peel in the mix there, in a manner of speaking. That was apparently by Dry Hustle, that's what it says, on Jota Records. Do It Quite Sloppily, the title. And before that, it was a track on Kanzler Amt Records, a sampler of theirs, DJ Slip, and Detroit Moves to Berlin. And an email here, the first of the night, first of the week indeed, from Dave Holbrook in Blackpool, and it says, looking forward to the Flaming Stars. Sounds interesting. Don't think I've heard of them before. And I'll tell you what we know of the Flaming Stars. They're Max Deschanel on vocals and keyboards, Paul Dempsey on bass, Joe Whitney on drums, and Mark Hosking and Huck Whitney on guitar. The band released their first EP, Hospital Heaven or Hell, in March 1995. Since then, the band have released 5 studio albums and toured extensively throughout the world. They're currently recording their 6th studio album at Sweet Georgia Brown Studio in North London, due for release in the autumn. This will be their 7th session for the show, so if you've not heard them before, Dave Holbrook, you've not been paying attention. The previous 6 have been released as a double CD, imaginatively titled The 6 John Peel Sessions, with sleeve notes written by me, apparently. I don't remember doing that. They're on tour in Germany throughout March, Holland in April, then Athens, San Francisco in May, followed by France in May. So obviously a busy bunch of lads. And the first tune from them, Cash 22.
Just down the street
That's the first from the Flaming Stars in session tonight. Cash 22 is the title of it. The band named, I think, after an Elvis Presley film. Wasn't there a film called Flaming Star? Before your time, of course.
That's one of my favourite bands.
Okay. All right. Anyway, that was there's obviously more from them before the end of the programme. And a note from Max Flaming Star saying today is guitarist Mark Hoskins' birthday, so it'd be nice if you could play him some Link Ray or something equally loud. Unfortunately, this is the first time I've read this note, and I haven't got any Link Ray records secreted about my person. In fact, they're all back at home 100 miles away or so I can't really do anything about that, but happy birthday, Mark, nevertheless. This is from the McKinney sisters, from an LP put together by Laura Cantrell for the radio station that she works for in New York. An LP called Shout Sister Shout, which I suspect is not commercially available. This is Echoes from the Hills.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Not for a second. That's Hertz on, Hertz Records, as far as I can tell. Gate 23 is the title of the LP, and that was Emanation. Well, I should have said, after I played you that Los Planetos del Agua track, instead of being so smart about where they came from, making amusing remarks about Derby, well, not very amusing, to be honest, was the fact that they are involved in something called Reclaim the Beats, presenting an evening dedicated to Antenna Records, and this is on Friday the 22nd of February at the Brewhouse Arts Centre in Burton-on-Trent. Los Planetos del Agua and Fuchsia will be playing there as well, so that sounds like a pretty good night to me, I must say. Right, where are we now? Oh yeah, another one from the Flaming Stars, they're in session tonight, and there's also an LP of theirs around at the moment too, which I've not played a lot of because most of the tunes should be familiar to you anyway, but an LP called Gin Mill Perfume, the story so far, 1995 to 2000, and this is just but one of the songs that's not on there.
Late last night, she said to me, where's it gone? Where can it be? Won't you tell me how it came to me? 5 grinning stage school kids and a dance routine. It's over and done. That's how it is, it's over and done. Won't you tell me a story and try and make it pay? You're too fast to live and let live. There's too many trying to get in your way. But it's over and done. I heard it all.
Those are the Flaming Stars. They're in session tonight, over and done. And because I cannot tell a lie, I have to admit that I did inadvertently play you the opening chord of the next record in the middle of that. I wonder if anybody spotted what the record was from hearing it. I think it's extremely unlikely. I'd be very impressed if you did, though. And here's something that the Nabs want me to pass on. Well, not to you, really, but to a couple of their mates. And as they're going to deliver all of those Kenyan records to me soon, and also take away the last competition winners' winnings and distribute them around the country, then I have to be nice to them. And they say, seeing as we haven't heard back from this, is there any chance of a public plea for Arjun Singh in Tyne and Ware and Marco in Belgrade to get in touch if they're listening, trying to avoid a repeat of a transit trip to Milan a few years ago when at the end of a 1,000-kilometre drive the intended host was not in. Pizza and some Nastro Azzurra. Is that how you pronounce it? Azzurra? I don't know. A beer, anyway. On the canals and back with the empty van again. So those are the Nabs trying to get in touch with Arjun Singh in Tyne and Ware and Marco in Belgrade, both of whom I'm sure will be listening. And I'm hoping that before the end of this month, because they told me they were going to release an LP by Eddie and Ernie, that Ace Records will have got it sorted out. All of the Eddie and Ernie tracks brought together on one LP, which would be quite wonderful. And if such a thing does happen, then this will be one of the tracks that's on it. That's Mighty Math, and it's a track called Travelator from an LP on Play Records called Scissors, and there's a series called Stone, Scissors, Paper, and I don't think I've got Stone or Paper, but I've certainly got Scissors, because that's where that one came from. I may have got them, actually. They could be in a box somewhere and have gone unheard, which would be a great pity, because Scissors has got a lot of good tunes on there. Right, that was Mighty Math, and before that it was Ball Boy. All the records on the radio are shite, and that's on SL Records from an EP called All the Records on the Radio Are Shite, and they'll be playing with Degrassi next Wednesday in our Maida Vale studio, and the names of the winners we haven't got them yet, but we'll be giving you them shortly. Apparently, this is, I mean, you'll not credit this, frankly, but there have been people who've won these competitions and not bothered to turn up, which is shocking, really, because it does mean if you have won and you're not going to turn up, it means that somebody else who would really like to be there and might have won as well can't get there. So there's a moral issue here as well as everything else. And so if you're not actually going to come, don't enter the competition just for the thrill of having your name read out on the radio, mispronounced by me. I don't think there's any point in that. Not much to be gained, really. From the Flaming Stars, they're in session tonight. The third tune, Action, Crime and Vision.
Bottle of wine.
First-class stuff from Justin Bakovi on Equator Records, an EP called Midnight. This is Fear Room. And here's the last from the Flaming Stars, their seventh session for the programme, Killer in the Rain.
Took the long straight road out of town. Heading west out into the night. Came to a crossroads. And the rain started to fall. Sunset Motel. Eased off on the accelerator. Took the next turning right. Just a long black car. In the rain. In the night. It's just a room for the night. Just a place to come in out of the rain. And all anyone else is looking for is just a long black car in the rain, in the night. Behind us, the motel comes into view. There's someone in the office, and a light in a big old house up behind. And no one's looking for a killer in the rain.
Another fine session from the boys, the Flaming Stars, that's called Killer in the Rain. And from the LP All Hail West Texas on Emperor Jones Records, these are the Mountain Goats.